Greetings. I was giving some thought to the tarot community. I was wondering, when I post tarot videos, I just want to say, when I post tarot videos, I usually don't get a lot of views on the videos. I usually get a lot of views on other videos rather than tarot. And I know there are a lot of tarot channels that get a gazillion views. And I was trying to figure that out, like what am I doing wrong that other people are doing right, that they're getting so many views on their tarot. And I came to the conclusion, right or wrong, I might very well be wrong, but I see that not only are they, of course, they're very popular, the walkthroughs, the flip-throughs are very popular with people, and I understand that. People want to see pretty decks. Okay, that's that. I don't do that because I don't buy a lot of decks, so I could only show you a few decks. And that's really not what I'm about. You know that. If you watch me, you know that's what I'm about. But what I also see in the tarot community, people that consider themselves to be tarot readers, and I'm not here to criticize. I'm really not trying to criticize. But I want to say a lot of people who call themselves legitimate tarot readers are kind of selling you short, selling people a little bit short by offering readings, instant readings here on YouTube where they say, pick a card or pick a stone or pick a color. Right, that's maybe some kind of trying to communicate, telepathic communication, I'm not sure. But what really bothers you the most is this reading is for Cancers. This reading is for Sagittarius. If you're Sagittarius, this reading's for you. If you're, if you're Aries, this reading is for you. I'm here to tell you that that's pretty much nonsense. I know I'm gonna get some criticism, but it's pretty much nonsense. Your horoscope or your forecast, your astrological forecast, I believe to be very valid. I believe that's a very valid tool. Astrology is a very valid tool to use. I believe in it very strongly. But the way that it has been commercialized and used to, it's watered down. It's watered down. Giving information to somebody based totally on when the day and the month they were born in is pretty much crap. I'm sorry if that burst your bubble, but it's pretty much crap. It's just pretty much crap. The horoscopes that you read in the paper or that people give, they're talking about the sun sign. And while the sun sign is very important, the sun sign is limiting. And I do have a video. I'm going to link. I've done a couple videos on this subject, but I'm going to link you to one video particularly that I did on this subject. I'm not sure how many years ago, quite a while ago, maybe, I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I'm not even sure. Maybe not that long, but it seems like it. Several years ago at least. And I'm going to link it because you're going to like it because it's a very short video. It's only like 15 minutes long. But while I explain something that we call the big three. What is your big three? And you've heard me here on this channel several times say I'm a triple Cancer. You know what I say. I say I'm a triple Cancer and what that means. That has to do with the positions of the planets in the sky at the time, place, the date and the time and the place that I was born or that we were born. That is what your chart, your astrological chart consists of. It doesn't matter so much where the sun is. It matters partially where the sun is, but it also matters where all the other planets were. Okay. The biggest three it matters about are the sun and the moon, and also the planet that was coming up on the horizon at the time of your birth, in the eastern horizon, ascending. Okay. Those are the ones that carry the most weight in your day-to-day life. Some of the other planets that were there, sometimes it takes years and years, decades even, for the planets to move because they're so far apart. The effect is minimal. But think about it, the sun affects us. We know that if we walk with the wheel of the year, We know that the sun, how much the sun affects us as we go through the Sabbats. That's what we're celebrating. We know how much the moon affects us day to day, whether it's a full moon, a new moon, etc. Waxing or waning moon. Everybody knows about those things and they affect us, and that's a day to day. So these things are important to us in our horoscope. To just say the sun is important is very limiting. Okay, and I promise you, if you are interested at all in the subject, please go to the video that I'm going to link here, that 15-minute video, and you will see that it really makes sense. It really makes sense. Also, I think I bring up in that video the fact that if you follow different books, if you get different books, you will see sometimes, like, I'm a real good example, and I think I even use myself as an example in this video. I was born on June 22nd, and June 22nd is what's considered to be on the cusp, on the border between Gemini and Cancer. Okay, and some years, you know how the days, sometimes we have a leap year, sometimes, you know, how things vary. The first day, okay, sometimes Ostara happens on the 20th, sometimes it happens on the 21st of March. You know how it changes, how it's different times of the year, because we're depending on the year, right? The whole year, how many days in the year, things don't come out evenly. And the same thing happens when you're born on the cusp. In some years, June 22nd happened in Gemini, and in some years it happens well into Cancer. It matters to me where it was on the day I was born. That's why I need to know, where was I when I was born? What day was it? Okay, what time was it? And what place, where it was on the earth, where it happened. That's what we call the big three. When we think about the sun, the moon, and the ascendant, those are the three most important in our day-to-day astrology, or year, you know, our forecast for this time. Now, other things have more to do with it, and I'm going to do a video. I've decided I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction. I don't want to get too much into astrology, because there are a lot of people that know a lot more about it than I do, but I know enough about it that I can at least give you an introduction and how it matters to you in your life. But right now we're talking about tarot. Okay, we're talking about tarot, and it is very much connected to astrology, and I'll tell you why. When we talk about the sun sign, we talk about the moon sign, we talk about the rising sign. It is very effective for our personality, for our forecast, okay? The sun sign, of course, we have already established, that is Cancer, like, or whatever you are. My husband was born in April. He's an Aries. You know, two of my daughters are Pisces. Another daughter is a Virgo, I believe. Okay, so everybody has, no, Scorpio. She's not a Virgo. She's a Scorpio. So we have water. We have four water signs in the family and one fire. Is that a problem? That's your sun sign. Those are based on our sun signs, and our sun sign is who we are, who we think we are. It's our perception. It's often called our ego self. Okay, this is how I see myself, but this is what motivates me. So if I'm a tarot reader, I want to kind of know what's going to be a motivator for somebody. If I'm reading cards for, you know, Jennifer, say, what is going to motivate? If Jennifer is a Sagittarius, her sun sign is a Sagittarius, I get a little bit of a clue of what kind of motivates her. What's going to get her attention in her reading? What's going to grab her attention in that reading? Maybe a little bit of a clue. Then maybe I didn't have any clue at all. If I didn't know Jennifer and I never see Jennifer, you see, that matters to me. But that's not all that matters to me, because knowing her moon sign, or her soul self, some people call it, will tell me a little bit about how Jennifer would react to things. Is she stubborn? Is she set in her ways? Is she a reactionary? Is she emotional? Is she have a short temper? Is she distrustful? Is she, you know, not like, doesn't like change? How does she react? What does she do? How does she respond? Okay. Sometimes her responses are going to be evident, and sometimes they're going to be kept hidden. All of those are indicated by her moon sign. Where was the moon at the time of her birth? where was the moon in connection with her birth? Not today. Where was it then? Okay, that's going to tell me a little bit about her when I go to do her reading. Thirdly, I want to know the rising sign. I want to know the ascendant, because I want to know what is coming up in the eastern horizon at the time she was born. We don't all know that. I know when I was born. That some of us know it is recorded in our baby books if we have baby books. If your mother is still alive, or a parent is still alive, or a relative is still alive, they might not know the time of your birth. They might say, "Oh my goodness, you came in the middle of the night. Oh my goodness, you came first thing in the morning. Oh my goodness, lunchtime." Okay, lunchtime. Emily, my daughter Emily, was born. When she was born, after she was born, I celebrated. My father came over from work and had lunch with me in the hospital room, and I had a cigarette because I hadn't had a cigarette in a while. And those are the days when we smoked cigarettes in the hospital. And I watched Days of Our Lives, which happened around noon. She was born. I know exactly when she was born. Okay, those kind of things are a trigger, because the planet changes every couple hours. Is a new planet coming up on the horizon, so we can guesstimate. If we don't know exactly about when you were born. So if you could give me the more information you can give me about the ascendant, the better, because your ascendant describes your public self, the self that you show to other people. Who do people think you are? How do people see you? Okay. You might think you're a very loving, your sun sign, oh my goodness, I'm a very loving, kind person. Okay. I care about people so much. I really do. But if your ego self tells people she's sort of a cold fish, she doesn't really talk much. She's sort of to herself. I think she's kind of judgy. Did you ever feel like you were maybe misunderstood? Why am I being misunderstood? It might have something to do with your sun sign, how other people see you. They do not see you, your ascendant. They do not see you the way you see yourself. Those are not the same things. That's why it's important in a reading. Okay? That's why it's important in a reading. It is the image you show to other people. Okay? So you see, all of these things really do play an important part in a reading. So when I'm offering for a short time. I don't know, for a short time. If it's fun, I'll do it forever. I don't know. But I'm offering these little readings for you. And when I'm offering any kind of a reading for you, if you're going to buy a reading or take advantage of my free readings, I do want to know this bit of information. But regardless of me, this will help you understand the horoscopes that you might see a little bit, because it doesn't mean you cannot keep reading the horoscopes or keep looking at those instant read tarot readings that come on YouTube. But if I were you, if you are, I would listen to the reading that is for your sun sign and for your moon sign and for your ascendant or rising sign. All of those. If they're the same thing, like in my case, they're all Cancer. So it doesn't matter to me too much. But for some people, if you're a double Sagittarius and a Leo, if you show yourself as if you're your ego self and your moon self are both Sagittarius, but you are something else, a Leo rising, it's going to make a difference in you need to look at the Leo. How do other people see me? That's going to make a difference in your horoscope. Okay. All right, it's just it's food for thought. It's food for thought. But if you're going to pay attention to, think about how many people are, let's be honest, how many people are Aries. My husband's an Aries. Oh, I personally know so many people who are Aries. And I'm going to tell you, none of them are like the others. Their lives are not like the others. They have very few similarities because of the effects of the other planets in their life at the time of their birth. Okay. They have very similar, they have very dissimilar horoscopes and just dissimilar astrological charts. Okay. I'm talking. Do what you want. Do what you want. You do you. I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings by this rant, but I just had to say it. If you're going to take the time to listen to anything about divination, to try to follow cards or follow runes or follow astrology or whatever you follow, I think you owe it to yourself to learn as much as you can about it so that you can have a good judgment, so you use good judgment, proper judgment, in making decisions based on it. More information is better. The more information you have, the better. And that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to give you as much information as I can. And I'm learning all the time. I'm learning every day. And I like to pass it on to you. Enough said. Enough said. Check out my other videos. I'll link, give a little more information to this. And as always, I'm Rebecca. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you blessings.